So we will, I have already emailed to you all the past question papers which appeared from 2000, not all the questions papers from 2014 up to 2019 March, 2019 September, only the first question paper, right? Only the first question paper I have emailed to you all. So we will take some question and try to answer uh, mm, during the lecture sessions. Okay, so first we will take the question paper which I gave to you during 2000 earlier. We'll try to answer question number 4. Question number 4, right? Question number 4, right? Okay, first take the question number 4, the model question paper 1, which I gave to you, right? First, bank and financial institution design and market financial service product to cater to the financial need of the different segments of public. The first question is asking, identify 5 different type of customers and different type of credit and deposit products for suit for them. Now, so here the question is something a little different. You was requested to identify the type of customers and what are the credit products and what are the deposit products you are proposing to them. Right. Now, the first thing you can, when you're selecting questions like that, when you're answering, try to select wide range of customer base. Wide range of customer base. Right. Now, say for an example, you take as, first we'll take SME customers, right? Okay, first now we are answering to question number 4.1. Right, the model identify 5 different type of customers. So you put in the one column type of customer, and the second column you put type of product you are suggesting to them, and deposit product, and type of loan product you are suggesting to them. There are 3 columns, right? Vertical 3 columns. Identify the type of customer. Okay. First, you identify the type of customer as SME customers, right? Now that we have identified the type of customers, SME customers. What do you mean by SME? Means small, medium enterprise customers. So what is the product you are proposing to them? The deposit product you are proposing to them, basically a simple savings and current accounts, right? So deposit products are saving and current account. Okay, saving and current account. The 2 products you are proposing to SME customers. So what is the loan product you are proposing to them? What is the loan product? You can arrange working capital loans. Working capital loans. Then you can suggest overdraft facilities. Then you can have microfinance loans and like that. So you can suggest 3 type of loan for such a customers: working capital loans, overdraft, microfinance loans, and things like that. Okay, right. So we take the second type of customers. We'll take corporate customers. Corporate customers, right? The second type of customers will take corporate customers. So what are the product you are proposing to them as deposit product? You can use current accounts, right? Basically, you can propose current accounts. And also you can sometimes you just put it here as an example. I will explain to you more details on later on. Current accounts and outward investment account. Just put a account. I will explain to you a little later on what is outward investment account. So for 3 columns, the customer is corporate customer, current account, outward investment account. Outward investment account. So what are the loan products you are proposing to them? Of course, you can say business loans, right? You can suggest them a leasing facilities, term loans, right? Overdraft facility. Those are the loans you are proposing to corporate customers. Okay, term loans, overdraft facilities, business loans, leasing facilities, and things like that. Okay, now you select another type of customer. You take as an senior citizen, right? You example, you take as a senior citizen. So what are the product you are suggesting to them, right? Senior citizen fixed deposits, and special 15% interest schemes products, and you can suggest them a annuity plans or annuity schemes like that. Okay, annuity, ANNUITY, annuity schemes. So for senior citizen, what are the type of deposit product you are suggesting is we call normal savings account, right? You can say annuity schemes products, uh, and you can suggest treasury bills and treasury bonds, right? What is the type of loans you are proposing to them? You can suggest them a pension loans and loan against deposits. Pension loans, especially for senior citizens, right? Lot of banks are offering pension loans based on the pension income. Right. Then another type of group. Now, what we are discussing, question number 4. First one, identify 5 different type of customers. Right. Okay. Now let's look at it. Another type of customer. We put import customers. Right. Import customers. So what are the savings deposit product you can suggest? You can suggest current account for import customers, and also you can suggest FDs and things like that. And what are the products, loan products you are suggesting to them for import customers? You can use a pledge loan, right? PLEDG, pledge loans, import loans, short-term import loans like that, and indirect. What is indirect advance you are suggesting? Letter of credit, right? Letter of credit. So those are we call for import customers, right? Letter of credit, pledge loan, import loans, and things you can suggest that for import customers. The similar way you can suggest another type of customer we call export customers. Now, what are the type of product you are again you will put it? You can say current accounts, and also you can suggest some options, right? Some options, forward contracts. You can enter into some forward contracts from customers, right? And what are the loan product you are suggesting for export customers? What is the loan product? Packing credits, right? We give loans to exporters to pack, use their money for packing their exports. So that we are giving packing credit facilities. Okay, packing credit facilities. Also, sometimes we can give pre-shipment loans. Pre-shipment loans. So you help them to give some loan for shipment purposes. We call pre-shipment purposes, right? Those are export customers. Again, you can suggest another loans for you name it, right? You can suggest for students savings account. What is the type of loan? Student educational loan. For ladies, you can have a special ladies design. You can suggest pawning, car loan, consumption loans like that. For farmers, you can suggest again the savings account and some current account. And what are the products you can suggest as a credit? You can say uh, pawning, uh, right, like that. Okay, so for migrant workers, you can suggest foreign exchange uh, account, personal foreign currency account, and also you can suggest as a loan for housing loan. So likewise, you can think who are the type of customers who are interested, and what are the type of product you are suggesting, and what are the type of loans you're offering to them. Right, now let's look at the next one. Is we are calling, what is the difference between loan account and overdraft? Right, now again you put it like the three columns. Right, you put it as three columns. You put one column as a characteristics or feature, first column. The second column you can put a loan, and the third column you can put overdraft. Right, now we try to compare uh, the difference between loan and an overdraft, right? What we are discussing now, the past question paper, right? Okay, now under the character you can say interest rate. First feature is interest rate. So what are the things you can write to uh, under loan? What are the things you can write under loan? Under interest rate, comparatively less interest. Comparatively less interest. Like against overdraft. Overdraft is comparatively higher interest than loan accounts, right? One point is interest rate. Okay, interest rate. Usually high and no. For loan is comparatively less when we are compared with overdraft. Second, applicable interest rate. Second feature we call applicable interest rate. Second feature, applicable interest rate. So in loan, remember we discuss all things. So interest will be charged for the entire loan amount. Interest will be charged for the entire loan amount. But whereas the overdraft, the interest is charged use amount only. So you have the facility of overdraft for 1 million, but you are using only 800,000. So the interest is charged only for 800,000. Whereas your loan, they charge for your entire amount, right? Okay, that's the second difference. And third character, you can put it type of customers. Type of customers, right? Type of customer. With what type of customers you are offering loans, right? For any customer, right? Any customer, whether it is not necessary to have an account with your bank or not, any type of customer, you can offer a loan. But as far as the overdraft is concerned, can you remember the facilities offer for to the customers who are having a better relationship with your bank? Not to everybody. Just because if you open a current account, you are not giving everybody loan overdraft, right? Only relationship loyal customers only you give overdraft. Okay, right. Then third character, uh, for loan customers, we are basically, what is the purpose of giving loan? For various purposes, no, for housing loan, consumption, like that. So for loan can be given for various purposes, but whereas overdraft can be given usually for short-term working capital requirement. Usually we are giving short-term working capital requirement, right? This is how we are giving overdraft facility. And remember we discussed loan must be settled as agreed period by the customer. Now, if you take a loan for 10 years, so you have to pay all this 10-year period. within that 10-year period. But remember, overdraft is on demand. When the customer is in the bank is asking, customer need to settle that amount on demand. Where is the loan? An agreed P period. Okay, right. And also another important point between loan and overdraft, repayment is fixed usually for loan. Now repayment you are paying maybe monthly, quarterly, like that. But whereas the overdraft you can pay as you like when you have the money. So that is variable. So these are what you call the differences between loan and an overdraft. Loan and an overdraft. I think you understood now what is the difference between loan and overdraft. Now what we are discussing question paper, model question paper we gave, right? Okay. Now we move into the question number 3 now. Now, question number 3, read your question number 3 carefully. Identify the customers who can take the services from following: SEFT, RTGS, slips, and just pay. Now, okay, now think on what type of customers who are using SEFT. The type of customers who are using SEFT facility. Now, you know, we discussed. Now for that you need to understand what is SEFT, where we have discussed. Now customer who want to transfer money to his own another account or another customer on customers and other customers account on the same day directly. Now say if I want to send to your account money, I used to use the methods called set, right? So what is the maximum amount you can set under set? Less than 5 million, right? Okay, so that is SEFT. So individual customers want to send money from his account for another account, or for his account from another customer's individual account, you can use the SEFT. Right. Then RTGS, usually if you want to send the bulk money, like more than 5 million, you want to transfer large volume to a business. So usually you are using a RTGS method. Right. Then we look at the slips. Now slips, suppose a large corporate customer who is having a say company, who want to pay their salaries to their employees. So what is the method they are using? Slips method, right? So you list down the entire account numbers and put that salary, and it's go to the that particular bank, and from that bank credit to the individual account. So if a corporate customer who want to send salaries to their employees, so what is the method they are using? SIP method, right? Okay. So the last method is called is just pay. So maximum he can send that money for small transaction. Earlier it is 10,000, now it is increased to 25,000, right? If you want to send a small amount of money, small ticket size money, so you are using just pay system, right? Okay. The last question on that, question number 4, name 2 differences between fund-based and fee-based businesses. Now you know banks are paying 2 types of businesses. Banks can pay fund-based as well as fee-based, right? Now what do you mean by fund-based? Mean it is fund disbursement may take place. Fund-based business mean like fund disbursement in the form inflow or outflow. Fund disburse. Fund basement is fund dispose or disbursement in form of you are taking the money as deposits and you are granting loan as outflow. But whereas fee-based income, there is no fund disbursement taking place. You are charging, right? No fund disbursement. So whereas fee-based, fund-based income, fund disbursement is there. Whereas fee-based, there's no fund disbursement, right? Now remember, fund-based business, all transactions are recorded in balance sheet, whereas the fee-based systems, there's no balance sheet record. Second difference, right? Okay, right. So fee-based income is coming from basically fee-based business mean commission charge, uh, like that commission charge, right, from that account. Whereas the fund base is a more important in interest income. Interest income. Other one is commissions and other income, fee and commissions. So these are some of the differences between fund and fee based. Remember again, I'm telling fund based mean fund, there is a fund disbursement is taking place, where a fee based there is no fund disbursement. So second one, all the transaction recorded in the balance sheet under fund based, whereas no transactions recorded in the balance sheet under fee based. Second. Third one, the income is generating from fund based from interest income, whereas the fee based income is purely from commission fees charged by the from the customer. Okay, right. So we discuss now question number 4. Write the answer to the question number 4. So we want to answer question number 5. So we will discuss that question number 5 later on. Right. Now, please take now the today's tune. We're going to start the new one, what you call today the financial client management. Today we are going to start the human resource management. Now I told you human resource management is not, you are not going to learn from anywhere other than financial clients management subject. Okay, now you see, I think it is available with you. Human resource management is the people dimension in management, right? It is a people dimension in management. And we are considering human resource become the most unique resources in an organization. Why we call more unique resources? Because it is very difficult to understand, right? It is their behavior is very difficult, and that is the most challenging job of a manager, handling human resources, and it is unique. It differs from person to person. And also remember, organization, we have enough resources. We call physical resources, monetary resources, economy, whatever is you can handle. But organization success is purely depend on human resources. How your organization employs, you can, based on them, you can basically success or failure of any organization depend on human resources. Right? I just give you a brief brief understanding, brief think about human resources. Right. Now let's look at it, the definitions of HR. Right. First, now we look at it, the definition of human resource management. So you can underline now a definition. Human resource management is the efficient and effective. Please underline the word efficient and effective. Human resource management is the efficient and effective utilization. Effective. Utilizations of what? Right? Human resources. Underline human resources. Underline human resources. To achieve what? Organizational goals. So underline organization and goals. Right. Now we try to explain the full meaning of this definition. Right. Now let me explain it again. What is the definitions of HRM? Human resource management. So managing the human resource in an organization. That is what we call human resource management. But it is management of what? Efficient and effective utilizations of what? Human resource. How can you manage your human resources in an organization efficiently and effective? For what purpose? To achieve the organizational goals. Right? Why we need to manage human resources efficiently and effectively? To achieve your organizational goals. So that management of human resources called human resource management. Right? Simple, right? Okay, now let's look at it, the underlying version. What is an organization? Organization can be government organization, can be a private organization or public organization. Organizations may be cooperative organization. Organization can be profit organization and can be a non-profit organization. So what do you mean by organization? It is now some of you some of you learn in commerce subjects in A level. So you know what is an organization. Organization and economic and social activity. Right? Organization is a social and economic activity. Right? Two things. So you can write under organization, right? Organization, and organization is an economic and social entity. Right? Social and economic entity. Who composed the organization? How the organization? Composed of group of people. That is why called organization. Group of people. Composed of a group of people. Now, what is the purpose? Purpose there of this group of people to interact each other. The purpose is achieving a common goal. Right? Achieving a common goal. Now, so just to get a better understanding, right? Organization. Now, what is human resource management is? Achieve organization objectives, goals. So what is an organization? Organization is a basically economic and social entity. Composed of group of people. Composed of group of people. So organization having more group of people. So what they are doing? They interact each other. They interact each other for achieving what? Common goals. To achieve a common goal. So purpose to achieve a common goal. So that is what you call organization. It can be, as I told you, private, profit oriented, non-profit oriented, like organized. So what is organization? Again, I'm just repeating, it is economic and social entity, right? Consist of group of people who interact each other to achieve for the purpose of achieving a common goal. Then questions come, what is goal? Then questions come, what is a goal? Now goal mean refer to desired target to achieve in the future. Desired target achieve in the future. Now, if you, what organization, what purpose organizations is there? Fulfill human needs, and basically upgrade the standard of living people. Any organization is that. What is the main goal of an organization? To fulfill human needs and upgrade standard of living of people. That is the organization. Now, parliament, party, also an organization. What is the objective? Satisfy human needs and wants, and to improve your standard living of people. Now, in order to achieve this specified goal, organization develop some organizational goals. So in order to achieve the humans, satisfy their needs and wants, organizations usually lay down some organizational goal. What are the organizational goals you will come across? To increase the net asset of the organization, to increase the market share of the organization, to maximize the customer satisfaction, to fulfill social responsibility, to achieve financial stability, improve the quality. All are organizational goals, right? Now, more broader sense, goal mean anything you are trying to do to satisfy needs and wants of the human and try to upgrade the living standard of people is the goal for any organization. To support that, organization come up with goals like maintain market share, improve customer satisfactions, improve financial stability, and things like that. Now, you know what you mean by a goal. So that is simply saying desired targets to be achieved in the future, right? And third point, we say human resources, right? Now, human resource, I told you, it is a basically unique when you are compared with other resources. There may be other resources like physical resources, like financial resources. But human resource as most significant resource when you are compared with other resources. So what are the specific features? Or what are the unique features of a human resource? Let's look at it now, right? An animate resource, only animate resource. All other resources are dead resources. Only living resource is what? Human resources. That means they can feel, think, make decisions, things like that. Only living resource is human resource. First point. Second, and they can organize themselves to safeguard their rights. They can form together. With the other physical resource, they can't come together to safeguard their right, but only the finance, only the human resource can comes together, right? And they can decide their price. That is why we have a trade union. They get together and they can come for pricing. And remember the most important thing, usually all other resources, they depreciate with the passage of time. Now, if you take a car, so after 5 years, car is depreciating, machine is depreciating. But human life, when you go older, it become appreciated. That is why sometimes you can see young girls are married to old persons. Why? Young girls are knowing the importance of old people because value appreciates, right? Okay. And also human resources productivity can be improved through training and motivation. That is why when you're working in the bank, my bank is giving you a training because your productivity can be improved, right? And only creative resources. What do you mean by that? Only you can think. Others are dead, no? Only living things is human resources. And other important thing is very complex and difficult to understand and predict the behavior of human resources. So these are the some of the specific features of HR when you're compared with other type of resources. If the examiner asks from you why you feel, so you can just question like this. Human resource out of the many resources play an important role in a bank. Why you think the human resource has more significant resource compared with other resources? Then the what are the specific unique characteristics of human resource? So these are the answers. Right? Now coming back to your question, our definition. Now you see, I told you to underline human resources. Right. Now you know why I told you to underline. And such a human resources may use efficiently and effective utilization. So that is one. Now, who developed this concept called efficient and effective? Can anybody tell me who is the guy who introduced this efficiency and effectiveness to the business? Who is the person who introduced to the two concept of efficient and effective to the management? He's the guy is none other than Mr. Peter Drucker. He's the father of modern management who is introduced the concept called efficiency and effectiveness. Right? Okay. Now let's look at it. What do you mean by efficient? What do you mean by efficient? Right? Okay. So efficient means you need to use human resources, minimizing wastage. Right? Now that means it denote right people, right number at the right cost. So that is what you call efficient use in HR. What are the right? Try to eradicate the wastage of human resource. Right? So how can you eradicate the human resource? Don't take unwanted people to the job. Select the third 3 points. Right employees, you can write under efficient. Select right, utilize right employees, right number, right cost. Right? That is what you call efficient. So that means You are using your human resources without wasting them. Right number, right employee, right number, right cost. Right? Under efficient, you can put utilize mean. It denotes is utilizing right employees, right number, and a right cost. So that is efficient. So what is effective? HR organization effectives mean how, so to what extent you are using the organization to achieve your objective. Now I'll tell you something to better understanding about efficiency and effective. Okay, right. Just try to understand what is meant by efficient and effectiveness. Right. Now think about I am going to cover today. Think I am going to cover today entire human resource management, which I am intend to talk to you under your syllabus today itself. Today itself, within this 2 hour period. What do you think? I am efficient or effective? I am going to cover entire human resource subject during this 2 hour period. What do you think? I am efficient or effective? Huh? Can you ask for what is Mohammed? What do you feel it? I am efficient or effective? Mohammed, I am going to cover entire HR syllabus today itself. I am effective or efficient? Mohammed, what do you think? Anybody? Today's less number, no? Doesn't matter. Efficient. Good. Right, good. But you can't understand anything. Then what is that? I am effective or not? I am not effective. So remember, suppose if you can understand everything within this period, therefore my lecture is efficient and effective. Right? So efficient and effective need to be balanced. So we need to use efficient, effective when you're using a human resource balancing. So mind you, we have to use the correct people, correct employees, right number, and the right cost, and also make sure from those people, organization need to achieve the organizational goals. Right? Remember, that is what you call effective. Right? So it is our managers, our bank's managers' duty to get the correct people, right number, and the right cost, and but make sure that they are going to achieve the organizational goal. Then only they become effective. Right. Now you write down these two, effective and effective, right? So use of human resources to actively achieve your organizational goal. That is effective. Right. Then we moving again to the next point, right? Basic goals, right? Okay, understood? That is what the definition is talking about, right? I hope you understood the definition. What is the definition? Human resource management is the efficient and effective utilizations of human resources achieve the organizational goal. Right. Now let's look at it. What is the basic goal or generic purpose of human resource management? What is the main generic purpose? Right? Okay. So generate and retain an appropriate and contented workforce which give a maximum contribution to the attainment of the organization. That is the main purpose, a generic purpose. What is the generic purpose? So you must have employees who can give maximum contribution to achieve your organizational goals and objective. That is human resource management. generic purpose, generic purpose, right? Any human resource management, generic purpose is that. Correct the correct workforce and who give you a maximum contribution to attain the organizational objective. And now look at it. In order to provide or achieve the generic purposes of HRM, we must have a strategic goals of HRM, right? In order to fulfill the general purpose of HRM, we must have a strategic goals of HRM. What is that? First one, increase employee productivity. That means basically we'll talk about, right, in order to achieve above generic purposes, you must have a strategic goals. First under strategic goal is increase employee productivity. And that is basically employee input output ratio. So how can you calculate employee output divided by employee input, right? So how can you calculate the ratio, input output ratio, right? Output divided by input, you get the ratio. Okay, right. Now say for an example, for banks, sometimes they calculate cost per employee, cost for profit, like that. What is that? So that show the productivity. එක එම්ප්ලොයි කෙනෙක්ගේ කොච්චර බැංකුවට ලාභයක් එනවා. එක එම්ප්ලොයි කෙනෙකුට කොච්චර වීදමක් එනවා. Right? So we look at it. Increase employee productivity. So next one is increase QWL. What do you mean by QWL? Quality work life. So if you want, you can write there quality work life. Right. So what do you mean by quality work life? Good HRM, remember, must provide each and every employee chance to give their views, ideas, opportunities. That is what we are expecting under strategic goal of HRM. Increase quality work life. How can you provide that? Giving that opportunity to present the employees' ideas, suggestions, opinions to the management. That is what you call increase quality work life. Third one, employee development. Employee development. So what do you mean by that? So one of the strategic goal of HRM, it is the duty of HR management to give support to achieve their personal objectives, career development, and also improve their competency. So what do you mean by a competency? Any person's competency mean what? Three things. Competency mean three things. Knowledge. Knowledge about your product. Knowledge about your bank. Knowledge about your industry. Like that. Knowledge about your customers. Knowledge about your competitors. So HR try to develop you. Knowledge. And HR also try to develop skills. What type of skills? Conceptual skills, forward-looking skills, technical skills, day-to-day activities knowledge, and human skills. How to deal with people. So that is skills. And attributes and attitudes. Always think about positively. Those are we call competency for an employee. So what is HRMs trying to do? We are trying to develop employee and also their career development. So you want to bring him from banking assistant to AGM, DGM, GM levels. So we need to develop. So one of the strategic goals of HRM is to employee development. The last one is important things. So HRM goal is legal compliance. That means, conform to various laws prevailing in Sri Lanka as far as the HR laws are concerned. So what do you mean by that? So there are a lot of laws prevailing in Sri Lanka under HR. Shop and Office Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Wage Board Ordinance, Trade Union Ordinance, Terminations of Employees Ordinance, or like that. Lot of rules, regulations are available in in Sri Lanka, which protect the HR. So, what is the strategic goal of human resource management in your organization? Ensure that all rules, legal rules, and are confirmed by that organization. When you sack a person, you use your according to the rules and procedures, right? So these are what you call strategic goals of HR. Right. Now I told you earlier, I'm just going very slowly. So in order to achieve your basic goals or generic purpose of HRM, which support that strategic goals of HR. Right? Strategic goals facilitate generic purposes. And the next one you see, objectives of HRM facilitate your what? Strategic goal. So objectives of HRM facilitate your strategic goals. If you want, you can put asterisk. Objectives facilitate strategic goals. Strategic goals facilitate purpose of HRM. Right? Okay. Now let's look at it. What are the objectives? Now we say objectives of HRM. It is an HRM objective is to attract suitably qualified people. Right people to do the right job. There's an objective. So not only recruited, once you take them, it is one of the objective of HR department, retain the most appropriate employees what you have taken to the office. Not only keep, it is a duty of HR them, so you to motivate them, motivate employees. And also, having said that, and another objective, control employee cost. And mind you, in a bank scenario, the main cost is interest cost. Remember that for the bank, main cost is interest cost. The cost you are giving, your interest cost for you are giving for depositors. What is the next large cost in an organization? Nothing else. Employee cost, salary, other benefits, right? Everything comes to the employee cost. So, good HR manager try to control the cost. And objective is to ensure employee commitment. So these are what you call the objective. Right? Now you understood. Right? So in order to perform the strategic goals of the organization of HRM, we need what? Objectives of HRM. So objective of HRM facilitate strategic goals. So strategic goals facilitate basic goals. Right. Now, I want to tell you, please turn it down to your, there is a I have made it erroneously. There is a page number. There is a things called functions of HRM, right? And please take these two slide, right? Two slide into after this, right? After objective, and please note and put functions of HR, functions of HR, right? Functions of HRM. Please bring these two slides after this slide. Okay, bring functions of HR after these two slides. Two slides comes under functions of HRM after the importance of HRM. Please these two slides into after the objectives of HRM. You can refer. Then you put a small thing, functions of HRM after objectives of HR. Now, why I am telling all these things? Because the functions of HRM, we can write under that, under HRM object, you can say functions below functions of HRM, below functions of HRM, facilitate to achieve organizational objectives of HRM. Now, please see this one, right? So therefore, I will just draw this in your hand bill, right? Okay, so first you look at functions, HR function, facilitate what? HR objectives. Objectives are facilitates to achieve your strategic HR goals, and strategic HR goals will facilitate basic goals. Right. Okay. Now I think you understood. Right? Okay. Right. Now if you are studying in university of any university on HR, even for Chavardhanapura, this is the way you are learning. Right? I'm teaching you degree level HR. So you need to understand before you proceed from there. Right? Okay. Anything you need to know now? Any questions? Any questions? Please, if you have any doubt, please ask from me, right? I'm proceed from this. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to discuss with you what are the functions of HR which facilitate to achieve your organizational objectives. Okay? Right. Now first now if the examiner asks you, what are the functions of HR? So what are the activities carried out by your HR department? So these are the things. So this comes under functions of HR. So there are 16 points, 16 functions carried out by HR. Remember, HR functions. So let's look at it now very briefly, but don't write. Just listen to me. So these functions we are going to learn. Right? First function, job design. Don't worry much. I will explain all these things. So in detail, right? What is job design? Arranging tasks, duties, and responsibilities in an organization. That is job design. In a bank, you have a different type of jobs. Banking assistant, cashier, like that. So many jobs. So what is job design in HR mean? So as a bank assistant, right? What is the task? What is the duty? What is the responsibility? So that is job design. Right. Second, but don't worry, don't write. I will explain in more detail all these functions. Job analysis mean the next functions of HR. Basically, investigating your job and investigating your job, right? As well as the job holder, right? Whether you have enough qualification to do that job, what is the things you need to do. So that is job analysis, right? So job analysis means we investigate the job holder and the job. Now say you are a banking assistant. What are the things you do? In order to perform your job, what are the qualifications you need? That is job analysis. Right. Third one, manpower planning in HR. Some people are retiring from the organization. Some people go for another job. Some people die. So therefore, you need to identify how many people you need next year. How many people are going to retire? So as an HR manager, you need to understand what are the human resources. So for that, we have human resource planning. You need to plan it now. How many people you? Now, most of the time you are facing branch එකට මෙච්චරයි 10 දෙනෙක් ඕනි 5 දෙනා ඉන්නේ එවන් නෑ මිනිස්සු නැහැ කියනවා. What is that? Poor planning. Poor HR planning. Human resource planning. We need to understand. Right. Fourth one is recruitment. Having understood some people you need to recruit people. Now remember, recruitment is not taking the people. Recruitment, basically, we talk about is simply the process of attracting qualified people, not taking into the organization, attracting qualified people, right? Attracting qualified people, recruitment, right? And after that, there's a word is missing. Please, after recruitment, you can cite recruitment and selection. Recruitment and selection, right? There's some word is missing. You can write combinedly recruitment stroke selection, right? Recruitment and selection are two different things. Recruitment means attract more people. From the people you are going to select, it's called the selection. Right now you can imagine those days, right? King times, king have a daughter. So what king want to find a person, a prince to his daughter. What king is doing? Call all good princes. Ask them to show their capabilities, competencies. අර දුරු විදිනේවා කඩු ෆයිට් මේ රජකුමාරෝ අතර අඬ ගහනවා රජතුමා මේ ලෝකේ ඉන්න හැම රජතුමාලගෙම රාජකුමාරියෝට අඬ ගහලා මේ රජතුමා උත්සාහ ගන්නවා මේ රජතුමාගේ දුවව කුමාරිකාව බඳලා දෙන්න. රජතුමා මොකද කරන්නේ? පළාත ඉන්න රජතුමන්ලාට පුතුන්ට එන්න කියනවා. එතකොට මොකද ඒක රික්‍රූට්. ඊට පස්සේ මොකද කරන්නේ? ඒ කුමාරවරුන්ට කියනවා ශිල්ප දක්වන්න කියලා. කඩු දහු අරෝබේ. එහෙම කරලා රජතුමා තෝරගන්නවා අර ශිල්ප දක්වපු කුමාරයන්ගෙන් හොඳම කෙනා කුමාරිකාවට බඳලා. That is selection. right? We try to get more candidate for a job, right? How can you do that? You can put a press advertisement, newspaper advertisement, job, banking assistant, and lot of people have applied. So that is recruitment. That doesn't mean you're going to take you. After that, what they try to give you, once you apply, they shortlist us, they ask for you to for a written exam, MCQ exam. So you read all have written. And then what happened? Then you select the best people from there and ask for the interview, one-to-one interview. At the interview, only you are going to select the best people. That is the selection. So recruitment and selections both difference. Recruitment getting the more qualified people. Selection, from that you're going to get the best person. If your recruitment is not good, your selection also bad. හිතන්නකො මෝඩ රැලක් ආවම නේද? තෝරගන්න එක මෝඩ රැලේකේ මෝඩෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So your selection is depend on your recruitment. Understood? Suppose you have a talented pool of candidate. ඔක්කොම එක වගේ. කාව තෝරගන්නද මන් දන්නේ. Now you are going to select best out of best. So that is what you call selection, right? So there are two things. If your recruitment is not good, your selection is good. So the moment you give you a letter of appointment after selection, you are taken to the organization, is called hiring. Hiring. Now I'm talking about the functions of HR, hiring. Once you give the appointment letter, you accept the letter and then hiring. Okay, right. The moment you got the appointment letter, you want put immediately to the business, no? Immediately. So you are given some training, the initial training. That is what you call induction. So I think people who join will definitely have gone through the induction program. Under induction, you are giving some sort of a training about your bank, about your operation activities, the structure of your organization, your HR, plus all the things you are giving at the induction. Right? And while that is immediate training. So after some times also, they will come, the management will give you a training, right? The modern technical knowledge and things like that. Now you are having recruited, selected, hired, and also now you are having some initial training and also further training. Now organizations want to see whether you are performing or not. Whether you are performing or not. For that, what HR is doing, evaluate your performances. That is what you call performance appraisal or performance evaluation. Every half yearly, yearly, so you are evaluated and you may give some rewards. Maybe improve your salary or you'll be promoted or whatever. Right? And based on that, they give you a reward, improve your salary, things like that. Right? While you're working also, right, there's an employee movement. You may transfer from one division to another division. You may be promoted to the top level, another decision. You may be transferred to another branch. Also we call employee movement. Right? And the next one we call discipline administration. While you are working, you need to behave in such a manner. If you are not come to work according to your time frame, if you are not behave in the organization, the management will take actions against you. So that is what you call discipline administration in HR. While you're working, also remember you have some problem. Your manager, is not a good guy, or maybe your colleague is putting pressure to you and to do unwanted things. So then you must uncomfortable. So you want to go out from the organization. So you have somebody to tell your problem. And organization, HR is established such systems we call grievances handling. There's a procedure established in the organization. And also remember, organizations will look after your health and safety. That is why you have a medical schemes. Sometimes that is why you have a safety precaution, things like that. And while you're working, so you may join, right, union. So if you join union, you must have a better relationship with the unions, the management HR, deciding your salary, right, your benefits. HR manager's job. Okay, so these are collectively called them as HR functions. Now you can see it is a series of teledrama. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4. All these functions are interdependent and independent. So සමහර එකට බැඳිලා අරක මත රඳා පවතිනවා. සමහර ඒවා දෙකක් මත තව එකක් රඳා පවතිනවා. Right. So now I think you understood what you mean by HR. All these functions will facilitate to achieve your organizational objectives. Right? Clear? Right. Anything you need to clarify up to this point? Right? Anything you need to clarify under this point? Any suggestions? Right? And remember, this is an interesting, I don't know, today is less students. I don't know why, because it's very important in a human resource management and very interesting. And I told you, only financial client management will teach you HR. No any other subject teach you HR. So I want to put you, it's a semi-short course in HR. If you really participate, and you will learn a lot. So you can become a HR person. Right. Okay. Now, up to now, have you understood? Please give your response, putting in a chat. Right. Okay. Any feedback for me, please? So you understood up to now. So what we have discussed up to now. What we have discussed up to now. Why HR? So definitions of HR, and we discuss some importance of HR definition, and then we discuss generic purpose. In order to achieve generic purpose, we have strategic goals. In order to achieve the strategic goals, we have objectives. In order to achieve our objectives, we are performing some HR functions. Right. Clear? Understood? Right. Okay. Then we may now move into the right. Okay. Right. Now we are moving to the where is this PowerPoint? Right. Okay, I think you can see it, right? Now let's look at it. Some of the history of human resource management. Right? You have the page number 4, right? And earlier, we won't say human resource management. Earlier, we call HR department or HR management as personal management. Now, how we change from personal to human resource management? And one time there's a question in your hand, in your exam. What is the difference between personal management and human resource management? And let's look at it, the differences between personal management and human resource management. Right now, earlier we talked, even still we have personal manager, but now rather than personal manager, we are talking him as HR manager. Right. Okay. So what is the first difference? First difference, personal management is a traditional approach of human resource. But today we are talking, it is a modern approach to managing human resource. We call human resource management. Right? Earlier we are concerned only operational matter, routine matters of HR. But today, not only we are talking about the operational, but also we are talking about the strategic role of HR, human resources. To what extent you use your HR. That is why we have HR strategic role. Right? Second one, remember personal management. We consider employee as a cost. But in a modern HRM, we consider employees as a not cost and it is an asset to your organization. Why? As I told you, you one organization, another organization. Take Bank A and Bank B. Bank A introduce new products. Bank B also can introduce the same product, identically copied. Bank A open new branches. Bank B also can open branches. Bank A come up with new IT solution, app. Bank B also can come with the same app. So everything you can copy it. But one thing Bank B cannot copy is Bank A employees. That is unique feature. You can't get the same set of people. Right? Okay. So in personal management, decision making is very slow. But in HRM, so decision making is very fast. So they have identified the importance of HR. And remember the personal management, pay or reward based on job evaluation, based on the job performance on you are giving, based on the job. But reward in HRM is based on what? Performance evaluation, not of your job evaluation. Right? Now, job evaluation mean basically we are going to learn that, right? The determining the value of the job. But today, the personal management, your payment or your reward based on your performances, right? Performance based remuneration system, right? Okay. Some more differences. Employees are motivated by payment and coercion. That means punishment. Employee can be motivated in the personal, pay some incentives. We are still using, but more or less they concentrating on payment and coercion. Daduamsa Dimanama. But in HRM, employee motivated by concern and involved. එකතු කරගෙන team split පුළුවන්ව සහභාගී කරගෙන. So that is how they are trying to improve your employee motivating. Right? And here we are talking transactional personal management. Once of, but here we are talking about the transformational leadership, here transactional leadership. But here in HRM is today we look at it transformational leadership. What do you mean by a transformational leadership? That means you also learn, your subordinate also learn, right? So that is how we are look at it HR, right? Okay, now you know what do you mean by a personal management and what is the difference between the role of a personal manager, change it to HR manager. So now the role played by a personal manager is by an HR manager is totally different from the personal manager, right? Now you look at it, the key important thing is traditional approach, modern approach. People considers, employees considered as a cost, employee considered as an assets. So decision making is less, decision making is fast. Pay based on the job, pay based on your performances. You can motivate it through payments and coercion, but here employees can be motivated through consent and employee. So if you put these points and you will understand the difference between role of a personal and the role of HR. Okay, right. And then we moving to today focuses of HRM. So HRM today focuses on three main things. What are the three main things? Well-being of the society, well-being of the organization, well-being of the employees. They look at the three aspects. HRM provide well-being. They have to look after your own organization. And also HR, you need to look after your own employees. Not only that, so today HRM, look at it, how you contribute to the society. So HRM today focus on three areas: society, your own employees, and your own organization. Right. Okay, remember that. And let's look at it now. Why we need to learn human resource management? Why we need to learn human resource management? Right? Why we need to learn? Important. As I told you, all other resources making things possible, but HR making things happen. Why? That is the only living thing who manage other resources. And it is the most important resource to achieve organizational objective. The most important resource. Well, this is the resource you manage the other resources. And HRM, human resource management, affect the quality of the other functions. Now, in an organization, you have a lot of other functions. You may have human, have a marketing function. You have a finance function. You have a operational functions. You have a supply function, transport function. Any organization is usually carry different type of functions. Who is functioning all these things? Human resources. Suppose if you use the wrong people for those functions, all these functions are not functioning properly. Why? If you HRM use correct people, correct caliber people, only those functions also work well. That is why I call HRM effects, quality of other functions. Right? And remember, HR is very difficult to manage. That is why we have to pay more attention for HR. And also remember, HRM is the responsibility of every manager. You can write right? As a separate one, right? So it's not mentioned, right? HRM is the responsibility of every manager. It is not necessary you become HR manager. So HR manager give you a line function. He tells you what to do, but every manager, suppose you are a branch manager, he's not a HR manager. HR manager may be at head office, but he needs to manage his own staff. He must have a better relationship with their own staff. So therefore, automatically your branch manager become an HR manager, right? That is why. Suppose you're working in a finance department, you're head of finance. There are so many people under you, right? So you need to perform staff functions as well as the line function. Line function means you need to give them preparations of accounts and things like. Also, you need to look after their HR issues. So therefore, remember, so every manager, therefore, to become an HR manager, irrespective of your discipline, right? Okay. Now, so before we move into the next one, today people are talking about strategic human resource management. Now we are from personal management, then we move into the human resource management, and now people are moving to the strategic human resource management. What is that? Because your human resource function must be linked to your organizational strategic plan. Now, I'll give you a classic example, right? I'll give you a classic example. Now, think about your strategic plan. Think about your organizational strategic plan. Remember, strategic plan for organization is only one. You took a decision, your bank took a decision to open, right? Think, took a decision to open 10 branches in 2021. Suppose your bank took a decision in your strategic plan to open 10 branches in your bank 2021. That is your strategic plan. Now, suppose you need extra 5 people per bank branch, for an example. So how many people you need now? Altogether, 50 people. Now, it is a duty of human resource manager now to find 50 people from within your organization or maybe outside and make sure at the time of opening the branches, you must provide proper people to there. So that is the strategical aspect of human resource management. Clear? Okay, right. I think you understood that, right? So strategic human resource management is an approaching making on intention and plans of the organization concerned, providing all these important things. That is why today we considered HR as human resource, strategic human resource management. Now let's look at it. Let's look at it. The traditional HRM versus traditional human resource management versus strategic human resource management, right? So responsibility, now human resource management we talk about only the staff of personnel, but as a strategic human resource management, everybody must be a HR manager, right? So focus of activities. So you look at employee relations, all the functions, but in strategic human resource management, what we look at it, and it is partnerships. And also remember role of HR, reactive and transactional. Reactive means something happened, so you need to act upon. මොනහරි වුණාම තමයි ගැව්වොත් ගන්නවා. මොන උදාහරණයක්. එහෙම නෙවෙයි strategic human resource management ගහන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි ප්‍රොපෝසල් ගන්න ඕනේ. ගන්නවා ගෑමින් බේරින් වෙන. That is called proactive. So strategic human resource management is proactive, whereas HR is reactive and transformation. So we need to change with the environment, right? And time horizon, if you look at it, usual HRM is compared with strategic HRM is short term, right? And control is a bureaucratic still at the HRM. That means, we have a procedure to furnish, but organic control within the organization, you yourself control yourself. So these are some of the differences between traditional HRM and strategic HR. So we discussed what is the difference between personal and human resource management, and now we see from personal management to HR. Right now, this is examiner not asked from you, but examiner asked from you what is the difference between personal approach to HR, right? But you can ask. Now we are moving from HRM to strategy because we think human resource management can be used as a strategic business decision making. Bring human resource management into corporate decision making. Right. Okay. So with this basic understanding, I hope you understood the HR. So what we have discussed up to now, right? Just I'll give you a small summary. What we discuss now. We discuss, right, why human resource management is a people dimension. And then we discuss the definitions of human resource management. Under that, we talk about achieving goals, efficient and effective utilization of people, right? And we discuss about what is goal, what is an organization, why we call human resources unique, and we discuss basic goals, and then we discuss the strategic goals of HR, and we discuss the objective of HR, and we discuss the functional areas of HR. Okay, and we discuss the difference between personal and HR management, and personal HR management to strategic HR management. Now we are going to learn something called the job design, right? The first functions we are going to discuss in HR is called job design. Right. Okay. So let's study, and then after that we move into the questions. Right. What is job? You see, in an organization, you have a different type of jobs. So you see in your bank, you have a different type of jobs. Why do you need to have a different type of jobs in an organization? Because an individual person cannot perform all the activities you require to do due to lack of expertise, maybe due to lack of time or competence for an organization. So therefore, remember, organizations are designing jobs. So that is what you call job design. Right? Okay, before that, you can write under that slide, what is job? What is job? Jobs are basic building blocks of an organization. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හදන අර පොඩි කෑලි නේද? දැන් අපි පසල් එකක් ගන්නකො, පසල් එක කෑලි දිනෝනේ puzzle එකක් කඩලා දාන්න. Puzzle complete. Once you complete all the small blocks, then only become you are completing your puzzle. So those are building blocks. Likewise, so jobs you can write under that, under the job design slide. Jobs are the basic building blocks of the organization. Jobs goodakkin තමයි organization එකක් ඇතුළත. So therefore, jobs are basic building blocks of the organization. Now you see in your bag, how many jobs are there? Banking assistant, senior executive, junior executive, SGMs, credit, blah, blah, blah. So all are jobs which building the block of the organization. Those are building blocks. So then task, they write task. What is task? Series of small activities. What do you mean by a task? Task, under task, you can say series of motions or series of small work activity. That is your task. In your bank assistant, accepting, say you are in the counter, accepting deposits. One of your tasks. Your job is job assistant. So in the counter, accepting deposits. Right? Accepting deposits. Accepting deposits. What is that? Accepting deposit is what? One of your tasks. When the customer come to withdraw the money, you give the money. One of your tasks. Some people come and update your passbook. You give your passbook to update. Again you give. These are tasks. Task is a small activities. Then what is a duty? Duty, series of tasks. Series of tasks. Now you have to do all these things while you are as a banking assistant. Right? Many tasks you need to form, and then it becomes duty. So you can write under the same duty, series of tasks. Series of tasks. Right? Now job is a building block. Block is your, say, banking assistant. You have to perform small activities as a banking assistant. Suppose you're in the cashier counter. So you need to accept cash, you need to give money back, like that. Right? So that is different tasks. So series of tasks become duty. So what is responsibility then? The responsibility, the next point is the responsibility. Write down the responsibility. So your obligation as banking assistant to perform your tasks and duties successfully. That is your responsibility. Right? That is your responsibility. Perform your duties, tasks successfully. So job design, therefore, the functions of arranging tasks, duties, responsibilities into an organization unit of a work that you as a work unit as a banking assistant. Now you know what you mean by job design. Right? What is job design? Arranging tasks, duties, responsibilities. Arranging tasks, duties, responsibility. You know what you mean by a task? Small activity. Series of activities become task. Duty, and So giving responsibility to know to perform your tasks and duties successfully. All three things together we call them as job design. Hopefully you understood. Right. Then what is the importance of job design? So that means it's affect overall individual top performance. So your job is given what are your tasks, what are your duties, and what are your responsibilities. It has impact on your efficiency, effectiveness, your productivity, satisfaction, health, and development of the employee. The things you work, you do it efficiently and effectively. Improve your productivity, improve your satisfaction, help your development. In an organization, remember, if you are not designing your job, it impacts your productivity. Employee turnover, you are losing, you are going out of the job, you that means you leave the organization. And it comes many grievances, many industrial dispute, fight, high absenteeism. වැඩට එන්නේ ඇයි වැඩක් මට මේ ජොබ් එක එපා වෙලා මට එපා වෙලා සල්ලි ගන්නවා සල්ලි ගන්නවා දෙනවා මට මේක එපා වෙලා ඒක තමයි සමහර ජොබ් එක මාරු කරන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ managers, right? Because if you are not satisfied, prepared your job script design, so it leave the organization. Okay, now let's look at it. Job design techniques. How to design job. I'm not going to talk much on this. Now, one method is, I'll tell you, scientific techniques. I'm not going to touch all things, right? Because this is not a chart, but you need to know what are the job design techniques, scientific techniques. Now, it's a classic example about the scientific techniques is you can put an example, garment factory. Government, maybe garment, right? Garment factory. Now, what's the job they're doing? One fellow is what happened? එක්කෙනෙක් කපනවා රෙදි කපනවා එයාගේ වැඩේ කපනවා තව කෙනෙක් කොලර කල්ලනවා තව කෙනෙක් වෙන එකක් අත කපනවා තව කෙනෙක් තව and scientific manner of job design අන්තිමට මේ පැත්තෙන් පටන් ගත්තම අර රෝල් ඉවරනකොට ෂර්ට් එක මහලා හොඳම උදාහරණ still we are using car manufacturing, right? බෙල්ට් එකේ එනවා ආවම හදන්න ඕන ඊට පස්සේ මේ ඊළඟ එක්කෙනාට and the things we job design using scientific techniques, right? Okay, now let's look at it, which is applicable for us, what you call job expansion. So for that, we are using three important methods. One is job enlargement. Now think, how can you design your job? Through job enlargement. Increasing the scope of a job by giving additional duties. Now say for an example, you work as a head of saving section. Example. Now you were given to look after the FD section also in the bank. So what they have done? Enlarge your job. Scope of the job. Increasing more duties now, addition to the current duties. Then job enlargement. You were head of saving section. Now you were given a FD section as well. Job enlargement, right? Scope of the activities. Then you look at job enrichment. What do you mean by that? increasing the depth of the job. Earlier, scope. What is job enrichment? Now say I will give an example. Earlier, you are in the credit department. You can approve credit limit of 1 million. Your approval limit is 1 million. Suppose now, given by the management for you to approve up to 5 million. Now what is that? Job enrichment. And expanding your authority and responsibility. Now you need to look at it more very broader sense. Because why you are now approving 5 million, not 1 million. So that is what you call job enrich. Right now, you know what is the difference between job enlargement and job enrichment. Third one, the most important thing is job rotation. Job rotation. Now, what is job rotation? Now, if you are working in a bank, right, it's a very famous thing, it's compulsory. It is systematically shifting an employee from one particular job to another job. Right? So that is job rotation. Right? It is a must in, according to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka as our regulator. Every organization, every bank must follow job rotation. Right? Thereby you're learning something else. Right? Not only one, but you have done now. Now you're doing something different. So gain the extra knowledge. So what are the objectives of job rotation? One point is control function. Okay, you can write two objectives of job rotation. One, under that, two objectives of job rotation. You can write one, to expose different experiences. To expose, first one, two objectives of job rotation. To expose different experiences, and develop multi-skills. Multi-skills. Second, to prevent abuse of the specific job. To prevent abuse of the specific job. ABUSC, abuse of the specific job. දැන් එකම වැඩේ කරගෙන ඉන්නකොට ස්මාර්ට් වෙනෝනේ හොර වැඩ කරන්නනේ ඔය පෙළඹෙනවා. And apart from that, you can write under that. So therefore, job rotation is a motivational tool also. Job rotation also a motivational tool. Remember, you can motivate, right? So that is what you call job rotation. Okay, very famous in Sri Lanka, right? So it is important in banks also. Now, what is the risk? Now I'll ask you a small thing. Can anybody tell me what is the risk covered of having job rotation? Can anybody tell me? We have learned risks. What are the type of risk? Liquidity risk. What else? Then we learn credit risk, operational risk, and market risk. So out of all these five, what is the risk? The job rotation control. Can anybody put me in chat? What is the risk out of all these four is the job rotation facilitate to mitigate or control the risk. What type of risk? Can anybody? Samudini, what do you think? Samudini, Dinesha. Mohammed. Thinks. Thinks on. Okay, now let me again explain. What is liquidity risk mean? The customer is not pay the money taken, right? That is credit risk. The liquidity risk mean the bank is not having enough money to pay their day-to-day operations activities. That's a liquidity. Market risk mean the changing the interest rates, changing the interest rate. So job rotation, what is operational risk mean? Risk due to people, risk due to some natural disasters, or risk due to some system failure. So what is the risk then now? Because of job rotation, so what employee cannot do? Misuse, abuse the job. Because if we do the same job over and over again, by job rotation, what are the type of risks we are reduced? Now I think you can answer. What is the risk? The risks you are going to cover. Okay, what is Mohammed now? I think you can select the correct answer now. Out of four risks, what is the risk? That is why we have a 7-day compulsory annual leave. What to avoid what? What type of risk we use 7-day compulsory? What are the type of risk we are going to mitigate by introducing 7-day compulsory annual leave? Right? Hashan, what is the answer? Huh? Gajendra? Any answer? So for rotation, job rotation, what is the risk we are going to mitigate or minimize? I'll give a hint. 7-day compulsory leave also reduce some risk. What is the risk? Any answer? Action. What the answer? No idea. Huh? It is an operational risk. Right? It is an operational risk. Okay, understood, right? So job rotation thereby reducing operational risk. The examiner asks you, right, what is the type of risk you are going to mitigate of applying job rotation to the bank employees? It is a operational risk. That is why central bank also put more conditions. Every bank must have a job rotation. That is why your branch managers are rotating, your employees are rotating, because two objective: one to learn more different skills, and other one to prevent abuse of using the same job over and over again. And also sometimes it's a motivational tool, because why? If you are doing the same job over and over and over and over again, so you become more specialized, but you become boring, right? The curve is productivity go increase like this. At one point it comes down. Why? Are you boring? Right? So that is why. Right? Okay. So we stop today from this point. We will continue from job analysis, and in the meantime, so we will do one. Now I want to do. I gave you. I think it's available with you. We'll take 2014 September. So we want to cover so many questions. First questions. Everybody is having tute with you. September 2014. Please take that one, please. 2014 September. Somebody asked me whether we can give these question papers. Okay, all these last 10 years or so question papers are given, but only the first question. So I want to do all these 4 questions where we have done. Right. Okay, are you ready? Okay, have you taken the 2014 September? Quickly, right? So we have to do, right? Clear? Okay, first you go through the first 5 questions. First 5 questions. Out of that 5 questions, 1, 2, just delete 3. Delete 3, you cannot answer. And you can answer for 7, 4, and 5. Okay. Try to find out answers to the September 2014. First question, 1, 2, 4, and 5. Quickly. Right. Right. I need your support. Otherwise, I'm feeling little boring. Right? Okay? Right. 2014, September, which I have already emailed to you all. I think you have, please keep it ready, right? So then and there we'll ask some question. Clear? Right. Okay, first question. What may the answer? Anybody? A1 answer, the most provident investment, the most provident investment for provident fund. Provident fund money. So it should be the most provident investment. I mean, it should be some prudent investment, right? It should be a prudent investment. For provident fund money of a retired person is, what may be the correct answer? Simple. What is that? A. No, look at it. Look at it. Most prudent investment for provident fund money, it a retired person. Now, retired person is, look at it, always what type of person? Risk averse person. He may go for most secured product out of all other products. Right now, that is why it is important, right? Remember, the senior citizen is a risk averse person. He may not go for risky product. He may go for most gilt-edge product. That means 100% risk-free product. So what are the risk-free product we have learned in our classroom? Treasury bills and treasury bonds, right? So that is, therefore, the answer should be treasury bond. Now, when the questions comes like that, you look at it, who is going to invest? Who is going to deposit? Type of customer. And then you're going to look at it, type of the product. And then try to match these two products. Okay? Right. So therefore, the answer for is treasury bond. Okay. B. Now, improve financial literacy of customers may not necessarily facilitate. I think I have done this question, doesn't matter. Now, what do you mean by the financial literacy mean? The knowledge about average persons, about the financial transfer. He panditya, mekama danna financial literacy, right? So, if you know, so you won't complain. Why you don't want to buy this product? Why? Because so you won't get, if you're a thorough person, if you know anything, so you didn't get caught to the unwanted people. Why you know? So therefore, what happened? Less complaints is coming. So therefore, answer is for 2 is less complaints of mis-selling. What is mis-selling? Selling a financial product without disclosing all the information. So less complaints of mis-selling. Why? Because you are very much literate employee, literate customer. You know, so you are not getting caught to the mis-selling. So therefore, less complaints. That is a tricky question, right? But doesn't matter. Right. Now, question number 4, I think you know. What is the answer? I just little while ago I talked. The 7-day compulsory vacation leave have the employees of banking and financial institution primarily intended for, what's the answer? Right? I told you what is the risk? Operational risk. Suppose the question here, the job rotation of employees of banking and financial institution is primarily intended for the same D. If you say 7-day compulsory leave, right, with replaced by job rotation. Right. Next one. Part execution is applicable for what may be the answer? All defaulted loan in excess of rupees 5 million. So therefore answer is B. Okay. So for the time being, I just give you some food for thought. Please tell your colleagues or if your known people to be please join the classroom. I think a lot of students are listening or watching this recorded version, but it's ideal to actively be with at the classroom so we can discuss a lot of questions. Then I'm also interested and you also interested. Otherwise, what happens? You won't get anything out of that, right? So I have written an article. I will try to email to you. If you know about what is SRR, statutory reserve ratio, right? Please refer March this month 6th August 6 paper. There's an article about SRR, so you may learn a lot of things about SRR. What is statutory reserve ratio, why it is important, and things like that. Okay, there's an article on financial FT, daily FT on August 6th. There's an article from me, so you can get a lot of understanding about SRR. Okay, so we will stop today and next week we will continue and make sure actively involved with me then only so this class become more fruitful. Thank you very much. We'll see you on next Sunday.